Hi, this is Anish Patel, President of Radiant Power Duquesne-CCOM. With me today is Chris McCurry, our lead RF engineer, and I'm going to spend a little while talking about emergency locator transmitters. So Chris, thanks for joining me first of all, appreciate it. And why don't you start out with what is an ELT and how do they operate?
Yeah, well, thanks Anish. So an ELT stands for Emergency Locator Transmitter, and it's essentially a distress beacon. So it's designed to activate in the case of an emergency and alert search and rescue personnel as to the location of an accident.
Okay. Now they're installed on all commercial aircraft, or what do we know about the market that these go into?
Yeah, that's correct, Anish. So these are installed on almost all aircraft. Commercial aircraft will have an ELT on board, and they are, as I said, used for
just emergency location anytime an aircraft gets in trouble and unfortunately has an incident.
That's right. That's
where
exactly
location
right.
becomes a paramount. So obviously used in getting authorities to the accident site as quickly as possible so they can perform a rescue function.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So
Okay.
when they're activated, they transmit to a network of satellites.
Okay.
And again, that information is relayed to search and rescue authorities, and then they're deployed to go to the accident, see if there's any survivors, and assist.
Perfect. Once they're activated, how long do they typically operate?
So once they're activated, there's 24 hours where they transmit a 406 megahertz distress signal.
Okay.
And that's followed by another 24 hours of operation where homing is also transmitted. So it gives a total of 2 days of operation to allow search and rescue personnel a good ample amount of time to find an aircraft in distress or an accident site
And,
so
get
on.
on site. Okay,
Right.
That's great. Now, with us is the Duquesne-CCOM DK-406 ELT, which we TSO'd
That's right.
in 2018. I know we're working on some next generation activities. Why don't you tell our viewers what's the next thing or next advances for ELTs?
Yeah, so here at Duquesne, we have several of our engineering crew that sit on special committees that were stood up a few years back to essentially go over ELT performance as we look to a next generation and improve their performance.
Okay.
And basically we looked at the shortcoming of the previous design and then decided how to update those requirements. And being participants in that review, we took those lessons learned and incorporated all of that into our own ELT design, which has a lot of next generation features integrated into this box.
Okay. Now, in particular, I guess we should talk a little bit about distress tracking.
That's right. So distress tracking is a special type of ELT that is designed to meet an upcoming requirement.
Okay.
That aircraft have some means of autonomous distress tracking. And so a difference between this and a typical ELT, which is we often refer to as a fixed ELT, which activates after an accident has happened, a distress tracking ELT is designed to activate in flight.
Okay.
So this ELT is part of a system that basically monitors aircraft performance, for example, altitude, change in altitude. There's 6 parameters that are observed, and if any of those go out of a certain flight envelope that would be considered normal,
Okay.
then that would be considered distress, and the ELT actually activates while in flight.
All
So
right.
giving search and rescue people more time to be able to identify an aircraft that's in distress.
Great, great. Anything else in terms of what we're doing, making our product unique in the DLT market space? I see you got an antenna with us.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So certainly one advance that we have in our system is our antenna is really a combination antenna. So this antenna supports the transmission of the distress signals, but it also has a GPS antenna built into it. So when this is attached to our ELT, it can independently resolve the location of the aircraft. So that's an advance, and that's something that will be required for a distress tracking ELT, and looking forward to that. We've incorporated that into our box now.
Great, great. Well, just to wrap things up, Duquesne-CCOM obviously excited to bring the DK-406 to market. If any of the viewers have any questions, you can go to our website at www.rpcaero.com or www.duquesneccom.com for any other information if you want to learn any more about our ELT products, as well as a host of our other products that are available. Thanks very much for watching, and until next time, Anish Patel, Chris McCurry, signing off.
Thanks.